What I'm made of. Good morning. Please join us in our opening song, Open Your Heart.
Well, good morning. Okay, a little weak. Let's try it again. Good morning. Lots better. Okay. I'm glad that you're here. And just as I was sitting here just now, I thought, aren't those lyrics kind of cool? You know, just find a way to open your heart. And I think in one way or another, that's why we're all here, is trying to find a way to open our spirit, open our heart, open our consciousness to the Spirit of God. And so we can do that in great joy and a great sense of discovery. So that's what we're after today. I wanted to make sure that everybody knows we have a prayer box right here. You can put your prayer request in here, something for yourself, for someone else, or for an issue in the world or an issue in your life. And what happens is I pray over those for a week. And we have one taker already, right? Thank you. So I pray over them for a week, and then we send them back to Unity Village, and they pray over them for 30 days. So I think it's very cool. Thank you. I asked Peter if he would come up and light our candle for us this morning. So go ahead. So as Peter's lighting the candle, the flame becomes this nice reminder that, yeah, what we're here for is to try to open our hearts, our minds, our consciousness, our spirit, our soul. Thank you, Peter. And throughout the service today, when I'm talking or when the music's going, from time to time, look up there, glance at the flame, and just say, oh, yeah, open my heart. That's why we're here. So would you join me in an opening prayer? And always, even before we begin the prayer, I like to invite us all to just be here right now for the next hour. Just be right here, and all the good things and all the tough challenges in our lives, let's just set them aside and instead be fully present for the music and the message today. Spirit of God, we always begin with thank you, because we are presented with a world of opportunity, with challenges and chances. We are presented with a world that blesses us and teaches us in every possible way. And our job is just to remember to wake up, to remember to see how everything works towards our good. And so we say, thank you, God. And so it is. Amen.
Hey, please join us in Holy, Holy Way.
The Thank you so much for that. Beautiful. Good morning. My name is Donna Hodge, and I am your celebration assistant for today. We want to welcome you to Unity Center of Spiritual Growth. We've been a long time getting to that name officially. And I'm very proud to say that we are officially Unity Center of Spiritual Growth, where all people who wish to worship here are welcome. We strive to live, love, and uplift lives. We're an inclusive and an affirming church. We bless people of all races, sexual orientations, colors, political beliefs, or anything else that you may have ever been judged on in the past. We simply welcome everyone who wants to pursue their spiritual path. I'd like to introduce those wonderful musicians that led us a few minutes ago. Of course, we have the wonderful Gwen and Paul Gather-Cole leading us out, and we have Dagan Williamson on the drums, Todd Neal on percussion, beautiful vocals from Patty Ashley and Laura Weinatier. Back in the sound booth, we have Jim Sullenberger, PowerPoint's Brian Wright, and video streaming with Tammy Savage. And we appreciate all of them. Not to mention all of we're not to forget all of the people that, we're not going to mention the rest of them. Not to forget all those people who were out in the hallway, who were helping you with your bulletins, including the children that we had out there. The greeters, the people doing the food. We appreciate everybody. And so grateful that everybody is here. Let's see. We have lost our way. Hold on. Well, yeah, we appreciate you because it takes a lot of volunteers. See, I wasn't lost. Okay. If we have anybody here for the first time, if you feel comfortable and you're brave enough, if you would like to raise your hand, we have a welcome packet for you. Is there anyone here? You've already got it. Good. See how our volunteers work? They're just really on top of it. We are so grateful that you're here today, and we want you to feel welcome. If you are on the website, we have a Connect With Us tab, and you can click on that, and you can connect with us through our website. And we hope that there's a whole lot of new people out there on the website that are meeting with us today. The Connect With Us link is on the Synopsis tab in the website streaming video. Hopefully you all saw the announcements for today, but just in case you didn't, I've got some. Okay, first of all, Tammy, can you? Okay, we're going to have an annual meeting on February 19th after the service. And Tammy's going to give you a little bit of an update on what to expect and what you can do to prepare for that.
We really need everybody to try and come. It's our first annual meeting of the new church. We have bylaws that everyone has to approve. You might want to look at those ahead of time. We've spent a lot of time, especially
A lot of time.
getting those together. They're on the website. It's right across, when you first log in, it's right across, it says Unity, UCSG bylaws. And if you click on that, they'll come up, if you can take a look at that. We also have quite a bit of money that we need to invest, and that's decided upon by you. This is not my church, not Dennis's church, not Geraldine's church. This is your church, our church.
Geraldine
Sorry.
does not get to make all the decisions.
So we need your input. Let's go. Let's go. So we need your input on those votes, and they're very, very important. If you can please come on the 19th to the annual meeting. Thanks.
And if you have any questions regarding any of that, Tammy is here. I am here from the board. I know we have some people out sick, so you may be down to just Tammy and I. That's kind of scary, but because I will refer you to Tammy. Okay. I'm going to give you some information about another upcoming class, but I want to say we had a class this last week that was on your heart, regarding your heart, and I can't even tell you what the name of the class was because at first I thought it was a little, I thought, I'm not sure, but I went, and I am so sorry that you all couldn't have been there.
It's heart coherence.
Yes, and I'm
Donna,
seeing
it's heart coherence.
heart coherence, yes. But the class was, I thought, phenomenal. And I think, I told Dennis, I said, if we can get this gal back, I think we should do it and do it again because it was really something. You really missed it if you weren't able to come. So, but we have another class coming up. This is join Elizabeth and Jim Flocchini at the Ecum Sita experience on Saturday, February 15th from 2 to 3 p.m. to receive a powerful spiritual gift transmitted from the state of the Ecum Sita giver that allows the recipient to experience an enlightenment state of being. So the date is the February 15th from 2...
It's 25th.
25th? Oh, on here it says 15th. Is it 25th then?
Yep.
Which one is it? Do we know?
It's the 25th.
25th,
It's a
okay.
Saturday, and it's more of a blessing experience than a class. It's not really a class.
Not really a class. Yes. Is the 25th, okay. All right, and there's information on the website. There's flyers. We have flyers hanging on the door. They're in the restrooms. I mean, we really try to get this information out to you. So, okay. Also, we have new name tags. If you would like, I don't know if you can see, the name tags are at least $6 a piece. Our prices have gone up just since we ordered them. So $6, and if you're able to give a little bit more, that would be great too. But there is a sign-up sheet out in the hallway where the coffee used to be, and you can sign up for name tags, and those are $6. Finally, today is Friendship Sunday. Friendship Sunday is an intentional celebration of fellowship, an intentional celebration of food. The purpose is to bring us closer together. The day's capped off with a community potluck in the Friendship Hall after the service. Anyone is encouraged to participate, and no one is turned away. I'm sure there will be plenty of food. And today is the first Sunday of the month, and that means it's Birthday Sunday. So, would anyone who has a birthday in February, if you feel comfortable doing so, would you please stand for us? There we go. Oh, okay, there we go. Great. And we're going to sing. So now it's time for meet and greet, and we'll give you a little bit of time, and then we'll ring the gong when it's time to come back to your seat. So stand up and say hello to our visitor and anyone else who might be around you. Try to meet someone new today. follow directions very well. Thank you. Every Sunday before our meditation, we have someone read an inspirational blessing, and today we have Nancy Nelson.
Morning, man, it's bright up here. I know, that's what I thought too. Daily affirmation. It's the first Sunday of February. In February, the whole month is dedicated to love. Yay! Favorite subject. When we give love to others, it doesn't have to be romantic love. Authentic love is captured exceptionally well by the idea behind the word namaste. Namaste, as you know, is a Hindu term that means the part of me that is good and pure and sacred recognizes the part in you that is good and pure and sacred. So that it is a very deep connection between two souls as you say namaste to one another, especially if that person recognizes that's what you're saying and says it back to you. So this month we encourage you to say namaste to the people that you meet, even if they don't see that you're saying it to them. Someone across the street walking by, namaste. Greet each other with the purest and goodest, best part of you all month. Namaste.
My heart is the start of love.
So let's take a few minutes now in meditation. I invite you to close your eyes. I invite you to put down anything that you might be holding, just so you can give yourself permission to get into the meditation, to get into the moment. And if you're new to meditation, there's nothing more than getting quiet and turning inward and getting in touch with the part of us that's pure and holy and sacred. So let's just breathe. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And this time as we breathe in, the breath becomes a reminder to open our heart to love. And it's hard to know what that means exactly, except what we do is we treat our very heart with gentleness, and we imagine it opening up and being receptive. Because in spite of appearances, love is all around us. In spite of illusions, there is love to be found in each person we meet, including ourselves. And imagine yourself as a giver of love. Because when you give love to others, when you give love to situations, you not only make the world a better place, you make yourself better too. The act of giving love from our hearts bolsters us and teaches us. But it gives us such great comfort, such a gentle joy, such underlying peace. So breathe in this time and imagine it igniting your heart, filling it with love. And we'll take that into the silence so we can just imagine our heart is filled with love in the silence. It's the Spirit of God. The very breath of Spirit, the very breath of my soul, always has its roots in love. Teach me to share it. Teach me to receive it. But more than anything, teach me that I am a person of love and the world is a place of love. And so it is, God. So it is. Amen.
My heart is a place for peace. My heart is a place
Thank you. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about this idea of love, this gift of love in our hearts. I think it's a little bit like finding a hidden door and a secret key. And I actually found a secret passageway once. Honest to goodness. I can't remember the timing. 5 or 6 years ago, I decided I wanted to write a novel. And I was setting it on the Columbia Gorge, you know, that whole river that separates Oregon and Washington. And so there's a hotel there built in 1921 called the Columbia Gorge Hotel. Anybody ever been there or seen it? Oh, yeah, lots of people. Good. Well, the Columbia Gorge Hotel, this is where I wanted to set it, and it was built in 1921. And so I had this brainstorm. I thought, well, Prohibition started in 1920. So one day, Patty and I went there to see the general manager of the place. I said, yeah, this was built in 1921. Prohibition started in 1920. Do you have some sort of secret escape tunnel that people used to escape from? You know, when the cops would, you know, come in there? And he goes, yes, we do. And I said, cool. And I said, can I see it? And he said, sure. So he took us down to kind of around some staircases and down into the kitchen. And there was this door that went to this passageway that people could escape by. And I said, can I get in there? And he goes, no. He says, you have to have a key. And I thought, oh, yeah, finding the secret door is not enough. You got to have a key, too. So that's what I wanted to talk about today is, first of all, why do we look for what I've called the hidden door? And what I mean by that, when I say the hidden door, is there's this part of our consciousness that just unfolds from time to time. That when we get in touch with it, what happens is it takes us deeper and deeper and deeper, if only we're willing. It's a hidden door to all that the Spirit of God really is. And if we want, it takes us deeper and deeper. There's an author from nearly 100 years ago, Ruby Nelson. And I'd like to recommend a book to you that's written by her. It's called The Door of Everything. Little book, and it's a great book. It's a great read. And you know, what she was saying, she was actually quoting from the Lost Books of Eden, Ode 17 from the Ode of Solomon. So here's what it says. This is Solomon writing, and he says, I walked after a deeper relationship with God, but I did not wander. I was filled with purpose. Nothing appeared closed to me. No spiritual idea, no possibility was closed, because I was the door of everything. Isn't that fascinating? You know, we call ourselves a New Thought church. Well, you know, he's only writing, 2,900 years ago, right? So we're not so new. People have been interested in the mysteries and the Spirit of God for a long, long time, trying to figure out what exactly does that mean. But how intriguing to think that our consciousness, our soul, our spirit, that becomes the door of everything. That's what takes us to deeper and deeper and deeper levels. You know, it's a little bit like enhancing the awareness of God, and it's like an iceberg. And we've all heard this before, right? That if we see an iceberg, only 1/10 of it is above the surface, and 9/10 of it is below the surface. Well, I think as we discover the Spirit of God, and as we get into it more and more deeply, I think it's the same thing. That, yeah, maybe 1/10 of it is abundantly clear for everybody to see. But when we go to that door of everything, when we unlock that hidden door, it takes us deeper and deeper and deeper into spiritual ideas, an awareness that all things are possible, this peculiar possibility that we are connected in wholeness to the Spirit of God. And it's kind of like, I mean, can that really be true? Can we really be connected to the Spirit of God? Can we walk that way? And can we be filled with those kind of possibilities? And the answer is yes, absolutely. So what we do is we take a look at the awareness of God, and we think of it as an iceberg, and it's almost like this sunken treasure that's brought up, and we open it up, and what we see are so many treasures, so many possibilities, so much more awareness than we ever thought possible about what exactly God is, what exactly we are, what's the nature of our relationship to God. So very much like a sunken treasure. But just as in my experience at the Columbia Gorge Hotel, finding the hidden door is not enough. You also have to be able to unlock it. You have to have that secret key. And so what is the secret key? Well, I'll give you another little quote here. I'm going to say that the secret key is to love one another. It's kind of like, oh, that's so simplistic. And it's kind of like, yeah, it's really simplistic, except we haven't really tried it very often, have we? So here's what Rumi said. Love is an open secret, the most obvious thing in the world, and yet the most hidden, with no why as to how it keeps its mystery. Because the greatest secrets, the greatest treasures, are always just right out there in the open saying, here I am, here I am. And what do we do so often? Pass it by saying, it's got to be more challenging than that. Now, this goal, this idea, this possibility of extending love to everybody that we meet, it's not just a weird little idea. It's not just something you hear in church. It's really, truly possible. And some of us are better at it than others, right? Yeah. I thought it would be interesting to just take a look at Corinthians. And there's a quote that, it's a long quote that you all heard at one time or another in a wedding ceremony. Maybe you used it in your own. I'm not going to quote the whole thing because it's rather long, but I thought that it would be kind of interesting to bring out some of the high points. And so the first one from Corinthians is that love is patient and kind. I mean, what a great reminder that if we want to deal in terms of love with our family, with people that we know, with strangers that we meet, we're patient and we're kind. I mean, in a nation that's so politically divided, doesn't that sound like a tough, challenging one? Yeah, I think maybe it doesn't have to be. Love is patient and kind. The second thing is that love tells the truth. What if they don't like it? Yeah. Love tells the truth. Not rude. It doesn't have to be, rude, but love tells the truth, and love endures all things. So we understand that when we are faced with a challenge, that when we rest in this idea of love, that even in the tough challenges, these too will pass. And then there's the nots. Love does not insist on its own way. It's kind of, oh, come on. Yeah, love does not insist on its own way. When we are in love, not romantic love, but when we are in love, when we are extending love to others, we take some time to hear and listen, and we understand things don't have to be my way. There are other possibilities in this world. Love does not envy or boast. Because when you're being kind, when you're being gentle, you don't have time to be in envy or to be boasting. Love isn't rude, and I'm going to bring this up several times today. That love works in kindness. That when we tell our truth, when we love ourselves, that doesn't mean that we somehow have to be rude to other people. That love isn't angry or resentful. And one that goes right along with that This was what I added. Love doesn't keep score. And I mean, I don't know about you. I mean, for me, certainly in different kinds of relationships over the years, I gotta admit, there's been lots of times when I've kept score. Well, I did this and this and this for you. And I think I'm ahead. Love doesn't keep score. And maybe more than anything, when we think about this hidden door and the secret key of love, love always becomes an inside job. And something I didn't elect to have Brian put up today, but there's a picture that you've all seen one time or another, a painting of Jesus knocking at the door. Google that sometime tonight. And what you'll discover is nowhere on the door that Jesus is knocking on, nowhere is there a doorknob. The spirituality, the relationship with God, the relationship with the Christ consciousness, it can't be opened from the outside. There's no doorknob. It can only be opened by us each individually. And that's our role, that's our job. So how do we start this inside job? And so I thought I'd suggest a few things. First of all, I would say that our first job is to find the truth. I think what we do is we renegotiate an agreement between our ego mind and our soul. And in that, we discover really who we are. We discover what's important to us and what's not so important. Because when we discover what really counts for us, we find out, oh, for so many years, for so many decades, I've been living a life that someone else told me I was supposed to live. That other people told me this is what counts. So that's the first one, is to find the truth. And here's the second one. I've already kind of mentioned this one. Second one is to tell the truth kindly. To share our truth with other people, especially the ones who are very close to us. Boy, that's tough. Because it's my spouse, or it's my kids, or it's my parents, or it's close friends. How can I tell them my deepest truth? What if they don't like it? And the answer, of course, is if they don't like it, that's useful to know. Now, that doesn't mean we suddenly become rude or angry or try and take love away from somebody else in the process of doing that. But we tell our truth in kindness. And then the third thing that I would say is we let go of the need to please everyone when it costs you. When you start saying, well, yeah, this is what I'm really called to do, but if I did that, they wouldn't be able to handle it. It might cost me that relationship. Well, life is full of challenges, but the most important thing is we have to be us. We have to be the real person. And if we only live to please others at the expense of ourselves, well, that's a tough thing to go, because we're really letting go of ourselves. And then here's one of the toughest ones that all of us have to learn, right? To let go of the people who no longer want to be a part of your life. Wow. But I've got so much time, and I've got so much love, and all these things invested in this person. They really ought to love me. Yeah, that's always worked, right? Somehow we have to get into that practice of saying that if this person doesn't want to be with me anymore, I've got to let go of that person. The fifth thing I'd mentioned is then doing those things, then we get a chance to start searching for who you are. And I think we do that in reading books, coming to churches, trying different churches on, coming to classes. I mean, Donna had a workshop that really moved her. That's good. That's powerful. Because when we do those things, when we read, when we learn new things, when we pray, when we meditate, that's when we start discovering the truth of us. And then the sixth thing, and the one that I'd like to end up with, I'd like to end up with it if I can get it. There we go. Is to remember that life is like a train ride. And you've probably heard this before somewhere, but I think I heard it, 10 or 15 years ago. It's by a guy named John Passaro. Your life is exactly like a train ride. The passengers in your life, the passengers on the train, are seemingly going to the same destination as you. But based on their belief in you or their belief that the train will get them to their desired destination, they will stay on the ride or they'll get off somewhere during the trip. People can and will get off at any stop. Just know that where people get off is more of a reflection on them and what they need than it is on you. There will be a few people in your life who will make the whole trip with you, who believe in you, who accept that you're human and that mistakes get made, and that you will get to your desired destination together no matter what. Be very grateful for these people. They're rare, and when you find one, don't let go of them ever, unless they want to go. Be thankful for the ones who get on at the worst possible stops, when no one else is there. When it seems that everybody has deserted you. Remember those people because they're special, and always hold them dear in your heart. Pay close attention to the passengers who are still on the trip with you. They are the important ones. And there'll also be the chance that your life, the train, completely derails. If that does happen, it'll hurt a lot for a long, long time. But here's the unexplainable thing. There will be people who will appear out of nowhere who will get you back on track. There will be people who will matter most in your life, and so love them forever. Love them forever. And eventually, your train will get to its final stop, and you'll need to get off. At that time, you will realize that your life has been about the journey and the destination. Know and have faith that at the end of your ride, your train will have the right passengers on board, and all the passengers who were on board at one time or another were there for a distinct purpose. So enjoy the ride. Thank you.
I gladly walk across the desert with no shoes upon my feet to share with you the last bite of bread I had to eat. I'd swim out to save you in your sea of broken dreams. When all your hopes are sinking, let me show you what love means. Yeah, love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? could understand that love and only love can join the tribes of man. I would give my heart's desire so that you might see. The first step is to realize that it all begins with you and me. Oh, love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? We stand together. It's our finest hour. We can do anything, anything. Keep believing in the power. Between your heart and mine, love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? Ooh, 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 don't you think it's time?
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, everybody, guess what time it is?
It's time.
It's time to share our financial gifts and our Pro coins. If for those of you that have Pro, don't forget to pick up your coin because it gives you an opportunity to put your coin in, and we are so grateful for those offerings. If this is your first time here, we do not ask you to give. We want you to be our guest. So please feel free to just let the offering basket go by. If you're watching online, you can contribute by clicking on the Give button in the website streaming window, and know that your offering will be secure. So right before our offering, we always have someone from the congregation read our Sunday prosperity blessing, and today is Scott Nixon. There he is. I couldn't even see you back there.
Hello, I'm Scott. I'm your random seat filler for row 4. We have reached that time of our service that we ask those of you at the church, for those of you watching online, to share your financial blessings. And as you do that, we ask you to share. We ask you to share with the church. We ask you to do it from your peace and deep in love. Love you feel becomes a hidden door to a more conscious experience with God. And it is love you share that becomes the secret key that opens this door. We are on this journey to share love with one another, and so it is. Namaste.
So if you want to join me saying a little prayer for these love offering blessings, that would be great. Wherever you'd like to go, yeah. Let's take a moment and say thank you. Spirit of God, we do say thank you. We are so blessed. The financial gifts are important to the church. But of course, what's far more important is that we learn to live from a place of love, sharing love with each person that we meet, each situation that we encounter. And so it is, God. So it is. Amen. Amen. Now, we're going to let the kids in just a second, but I just wanted to remind you of something first. We're right after church, we have the potluck. At 10 after, we're going to start that a meditation, just 10 minutes long, and just to increase our attendance, our numbers here. And it's been something we've been doing. This will be the third week, and it's been pretty good. So good. Okay, now we can bring the kids in.
It's the light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. It's the light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. It's the light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Oh, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All my sisters, my brothers, we're gonna let it shine. Our sisters and my brothers, we're gonna let it shine. My sisters and my brothers, oh, we're gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Woo! So, Amber, what did the kids learn about today?
Lennon's going to tell you. Hi. In church today, we did some sacred geometry, and we watched a video on about like how sacred geometry was important to some people and how it was different in different cultures and religions. And we also did a art tutorial on how to like draw that, and we did, yeah, the seed of life, and we also did the flower and fruit of life as well.
All right. Okay, kids, if you'd like to go back to your parents or grandparents or guardians, that'd be great. And I say this every Sunday, but even though the kids are coming back to you now, we'd appreciate it if you also signed them out. Let me invite you to stand. And now would you join me in the prayer for protection together? The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thanks for being here today. There's a potluck just immediately after the service, and we'll start the meditation at about 11:15.
1, 2, 3, 4.